Welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we'll be looking at our last subtopic and our topic numbers. And it is compound proportions and rates of work. So first of all, we'll be looking at how can we divide quantities into proportional parts or equal parts. So let's say you are given a quantity X and you are told divide quantity X into a ratio of A to B. So to divide quantity X into proportional or equal parts, we'll take the individual proportion A, you divide by the total number of proportional parts. So it is A plus B. So this one is the first proportion, and then the second proportion will be the individual proportion ratio B, the proportion B divided by the total proportional parts. So it will be A plus B. So this is the second proportion X. So let's take a practical example. Let's say you have 50 books. You have 50 books. And you want to divide these books in the ratio of 3 to 4. So you'll take the individual ratio 3 and then you divide by the total number of proportion, which is 3 plus 4. Then you multiply by the total number of books or your total number of the quantity you have, in this case 50. So this one will be get 3 over 7 times 50, which will give you 150 over 7 books. The second part, the second proportion will be 4 over the total number of proportion, which is 3 plus 4, divided by the quantity, which is 50. Now this one will be 4 over 7 times 50 books. So the second proportion will be 200 over 7 books. So these are the equal proportion when we are using our ratio 3 to 4. Let's take another example. Let's say you have 630 cows and you want to divide it into your sons in the ratio of 3 to 5 to 6. So the total proportional parts will be given by 3 plus 5 plus 6, which is 14. And then now you take the individual ratio, divide by the total proportion, and then you multiply by the quantity, which is 6, 30. Let's do that. So the first child 3 will be 3 over 14 times 630. So this one will get 135 counts. The second one will be 5 over 14 times 630. This one will get 225 counts. Then the last one will be 6 over 14 times 630. This one will be 270 counts. So given your ratio 3 to 5 to 6, this is the number of cows each child will get. As example, let's say you have 216 hectares of land and you want to divide it in the ratio of 4 to 6 to 8. So the total proportion, will be 4 plus 6 plus 8, which is 18. So we'll take each and every part, we divide by the total proportion and multiply by the quantity, which is to 16 in this case. So it will be 4 divided by 18 times to 16. This one will get 48 hectares. Then you take 6 over 18 times 216. This one you'll get 72 hectares. And then you take 8 over 18 times 216. You'll get 96 hectares. So when you add all of this, you'll find that your answer is 216 hectares. Otherwise, when you don't get 216, make sure you confirm your working. Let's do a bonus. Let's say you have Kenya shillings 3,600, and you want to divide it to your two children in the ratio of 4 to 5. So the total proportion will be 4 plus 5, which is 9. So you take the individual ratio over the total proportion times the quantity, which is 3,600. Here you will get, the first time you will get 1,600 shillings. The second one will take the individual proportion over the total times the same quantity. You will get 2,000 shillings. So that is how we can use ratio to divide quantity into proportional parts.